Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd, and I'm Todd. We're going to do a request. The request comes in from my reaction to Hawkwind doing the song Magnu. The requester goes by the YouTube name of Alex Hamilton. Alex writes this: the track Opa Loka was written by the two drummers, Hypnotic. Now, again, I don't know much about Hawkwind other than the songs that I've reacted to on my channel. So this will be new to me. I've never heard this before. So I did take a look on Wikipedia and found out that the track is from the album Warrior on the Edge of Time, which was released in 1975. The song is definitely written by the two drummers, or as Wikipedia calls them, percussionists. And those two percussionists are Simon King and Alan Powell. They say that the song is an instrumental and that it is strongly influenced by the music of Nu. And Nu is kind of a progressive rock band. So I thought with that, let's listen to it, see where it goes, and see if it's truly hypnotic.
Anybody want to buy a starfighter? Then buy an acre of ground and wait.
Just stop it for just a moment. We're more than halfway through the song, and it's very rhythm driven. So you can see that two drummers or two percussionists wrote this because there's a lot of rhythms in this, and then every once in a while the drummer does a couple of really long fills, which is kind of cool. But it's that constant drive that you get from the drums and the percussions that is kind of repetitive and makes it give it that hypnotic sound that was spoken about. The other thing about this is they're using a lot of different type of instrumentation in there. Probably some synthesizer. I think there was some guitar in there, some bass guitar. Very kind of psychedelic. This reminds me a lot of early Pink Floyd, and I think I've said that about some of the other Hawkwind I've listened to, that it reminds me of Pink Floyd. Prior to Dark Side of the Moon, because then they kind of went commercial. But it has that sound. What they did on Omagoma, maybe the first two albums. It's just very psychedelic, very kind of out there, space type music. And it's just the percussion that drives this thing through, and they're just kind of shooting other kinds of instruments in there. And I was expecting that all of a sudden a guitar would take off, or a keyboard would come in and take off, or some sort of horns might come in. Nothing like that. It's just that constant driving beat, and that's what makes it hypnotic, with the background sounds from the other instruments. So let's keep on going, see where this goes. Okay, that was different. That was very different. So I it would be something that, if I'm listening to the album and this would come on, yeah, you kind of sit back and kind of wonder what's going on. I don't know what the rest of the album sounds like, so it might be all this space type music or this psychedelic type sounds. But it was a very driving beat, and when I'm listening to it, I'm going, I wonder how they record something like this. How do you write something like this? Did the two percussionists just sit down and do the basic rhythm track? on this song, and then they decided when we're mixing it, okay, we need to add a synthesizer here, or we need to add a guitar here. It's just kind of weird how you would write a piece like this, because like I said, I can see the rhythm track. I can see the two percussionists sitting down with the bass player and going, okay, here's what we're going to do, and they do this 5.5 minute stretch, and probably longer of a rhythm track, and then they say, okay, now we're going to overlay other types of sounds on top of it, and then that's when they bring in the rest of the group and probably said, okay, what do we do here? What do we do here? And they mix this thing together. That's kind of the way I imagine how they do these things. I mean, again, this reminded me a lot of early Floyd, maybe some of Frank Zappa in the early 70s. Zappa was doing some remarkable things like this as well. But it's definitely heady. It's definitely space, and it's something that you can lay back to and just listen to and let it go on, and just let it go on and just get lost in the sounds. So it's kind of cool, very cool. It's again, Hawkwind. Everything I've listened to by Hawkwind is a little bit different. They had definitely their own sound. Like I said, you can kind of compare it to some other groups, but their sound was their sound, and very psychedelic, especially for the 70s, when we were moving away from the psychedelic music and getting more into progressive rock. You're getting into metal. You're getting into a lot of folk style music. And this just was its own type of sound, and I don't think anybody else was really doing this sound at the time. So this was interesting. It was an interesting instrumental, and very, like it was mentioned, very hypnotic. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed Hawkwind doing Opa Loka. The other thing I want to mention real quick is this video is kind of cool. Whoever put this video together, it was kind of like a light show to the rhythm track, because all the little things that were bouncing around in the video was bouncing around to that rhythm track. So I thought that was pretty cool how the person did that. I'm not sure how they even did that, but it was interesting to watch, and that too was very hypnotic. So if you enjoyed this, you enjoyed Hawkwind doing Opa Loka, you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. That'd be really cool. If you have any comments about Hawkwind, the song Opa Loka, hey, put it in the comments below. That'd be really appreciated. I'm also going to take the link to this video, and I'm going to put it in my notes below. And if you want to see the video without me interrupting it, hit that link. It'll open up and that whole video will play. I'm also going to put a link to the channel that uploaded this video. You might want to check out that channel. They might have some other really cool videos on there. You might want to subscribe to their channel as well. Now, if you haven't subscribed to Driving with Todd, let's do it right now. I'd really, really appreciate it. All you got to do is go below this video and hit the subscribe button, and you're in. If you go over here and ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. So another interesting Hawkwind request. They've always been interesting. I never know what I'm going to hear when I do a Hawkwind reaction, because they're always so different than any of the other music that I've covered on this channel. And oh yeah, I want to just mention the beginning. The beginning must have been a link between tracks to link the two tracks together, because that was kind of an odd piece with the people talking and then going into that wave, which I thought was cool. When they went into the wave, the video had a wave coming on it and then went into the track itself. So that was kind of cool as well. So this really did put a smile on my face. I hope it put a smile on your face, and peace out, baby.